So I did just like 50 videos and none of them have sound. I wonder why. Never mind. Anyways. So the reason why the karmics stopped attacking divine feminine is because the karma that they were receiving, it was hard for them to recover and they was losing the battle anyway. The divine masculine would catch on and then the karmic would do some more black magic or sex magic, whatever, to keep the masculine like, no, that's not her. Look over here, look over here. It's all me. And so the more people that attack divine feminine are gonna get worse karma than when divine feminine was first under judgment. So it was like the family feud, and because of the love, like the protection divine feminine has for her family, they didn't get as much karma, but it was enough karma for them to focus on their own life and leave divine feminine alone. And the third party situation, they got like a medium type of, like when you get tased, there's levels to being tased or whatever. So yeah, family feud got a little zap. The third party situation, they're getting beat up, like bruised, and yeah. Cause before, okay, so the group of people that I go to, it's like I said, like a little park everybody will meet up to and stuff. And before all of this went down, like this was 2 days ago, that like one of the karmics got into a fight so bad that they swelled up her face, they cracked her nose or whatever, and they said that she was getting jumped and they were using weapons or whatever. And every time I would come around them, they would try to scare me into thinking that I was gonna get jumped by them, and I would feel like it wasn't a headache. It was like somebody hit you in the head with a brick or whatever. It's like but so that's yeah, a plot twist. So they didn't know that what you put out is what you gonna get. And they figured because divine feminine wasn't defending herself, that they would get away with, like they would be able to walk all over her and she would accept it and nothing would happen to them. But they didn't know that, yeah. Back to the way it was. So they thought that they was going up, like moving on up to the east side. But that's everything. Okay, so the reason why they thought that they could attack divine feminine is because it was working, was because divine feminine was feeling like, okay, yeah, I did mess with your man, you can have it, you can have it, you can have it, or you deserve, like, blah, blah, blah. But she didn't know, like, I'm doing all this work just to give it to them. And they were being strategic in the way that they did it. Like, they would make divine feminine feel bad. And then because they knew that she had something coming, so right, like they allow her to do all the hard work. Then they saw that she had a blessing coming, so they tried to distract her from that blessing. So they probably did something to make divine feminine feel like, dang, you overreacted. Why did you do that? And so when the blessing come, it's like, okay, you deserve it because I did go overboard her. They were taking advantage of her nice, and not because divine feminine felt like she did something wrong. It's just because like she's so nice, she understands, blah, blah, blah. But everything, the way that they went about it, is going to be returned to divine feminine, and they're going to watch her do it. But you never know. The way divine feminine does it, you're still going to receive some. So the reason why they did what they did is so they could be included. So they thought that they had to make themselves important enough to be included, but they misinterpreted the inclusion. Like, they were going to be included regardless. So all this karma that they did, but they're not going to be able to enjoy it. So they're going to be watching divine feminine do all this and that, and they're not going to be able to enjoy it, because as much as divine feminine wants to do it, the universe and ancestors and karma will not allow her to do it. So it's basically saying, like, if you do this, you're going to lose it and you're going to be right back in the same boat with them. Is that what you want? Versus if they would have approached differently, they would have been included, and nobody. It's not gonna hurt Divine Feminine to not help them. It's gonna hurt them. It's gonna hurt them more. Role play. Something about the karmic telling a Divine Masculine that she's role playing, because he's like, this ain't normally you. Where's this coming from? And blah blah blah. And she chopped it up as role play, but she's really trying to gather information so she could keep Divine Masculine dreams to a reality, secure the bag. So they played on a lot of things Divine Feminine believed in, like having faith and believing that what God say he gonna do, he gonna do. And it's like, that's why you have to have discernment to know that if it's the devil telling you this or if it's God telling you. Because they were sending threats through Divine Feminine's dream, like, if you don't mess with him, this is what's gonna happen. And so you went through with the actions. That's your karma. Everything that's happening is your karma, and they trying to blame Divine Feminine. One day you're gonna fail, the next you're gonna have success, so don't give up. Do your research. Like, they thought that this third party situation was gonna end Divine Feminine, and they was forever. Do your research, have fun, and money. Okay, so where it all comes from is Divine Feminine's mother was jealous of her and put her in a state of mind of making her feel like everything that you get, I deserve. Like, and Divine Feminine was okay with it, because as a child, you have to listen to your parent. You got to respect and honor that parent and all stuff like that. So Divine Feminine thought, and also Divine Feminine's mother prayed on, like, the church and all that stuff like that. Because what I like to do was to go to church and stuff a lot. And if people feel like, oh, she's such a church-going person, blah, 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 I could use this to get close to her. Because that's what the Karmic Masculine did. He started off talking about some church this, church that, and I ain't never heard him talk about it after the fact of, like, okay, I got what I want from Divine Feminine. I don't need to play this role no more. So every penny, nickel, dime, and quarter is going to be returned back to you. Cannot be controlled. Keep people out of your business. Save money. And good news. So the Divine Masculine probably thought that getting Divine Feminine pregnant was going to save him. But when he saw what Divine Feminine did, it wasn't an abortion. It was just like, pushing it out so it's not going to travel up and impregnate or whatever. His hopes were crushed. Like, dang, I really am going to have to deal with all this karma. So, good news, a divorce. Yeah, so it's the Family Feud, third party situation, and now baby mamas of YouTube, because Divine Feminine overcame the obstacles of the family, overcame the obstacles of the third party situation, and now dealing with the the baby mamas of YouTube. So now they gonna have to because the reason why the Family Feud didn't get as much karma is because they were trying to figure out where all this confusion is coming from. And they found out that it was from an insider, and they dealt with that insider. Third party was watching how the Family Feud handled Divine Feminine, and they tried to copy that because they thought that the Family Feud got away with it because, everybody, y'all still a family, y'all still talking to each other. Now, the baby mamas of YouTube, they were watching both third party and... So it's like... So if anybody after the baby mamas of YouTube try to attack Divine Feminine, it's like it's going to be instant karma. because everybody is going through a trial and it's taking so long because there's so many people in each trial trying to attack Divine Feminine, and y'all still ain't conquering against her. This the end. Let me get some type of overall energy or guidance. In control. Everybody want to be in control of something because they don't want to be worried about, you know, having control is like having your apartment, moving somebody in, and then you have control over it. Like, at any point, I could kick you out type stuff. Like, in Aries. And go out and search for love. You might find it when you're not looking. A mother, woman, wife. Emotionally open within arm's reach. True love, school. And a Pisces. So it's not telling you to go to school. It's just like whatever era you was in school, regardless if y'all went to different schools, if y'all lived in the same neighborhood and stuff, like this could be I'm gonna do a part 2.